Do you really need all of this stuff to have a studio? Do you really even need anything other than some speakers or maybe even just some headphones to be a mix engineer? These are questions that a lot of people have. Honestly, I have the same questions. A lot of us feel inferior or inadequate because of what our setup is, whatever it is. And we see these big fancy studios and we think we need something like that. But is that really the case? Let's find out. Yo, what's good, guys? Inswain with Inswain Audio. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, subscribe and stick around. I'm telling you, I drop videos every day. You don't want to miss them. But today I got a question that somebody asked off of Reddit. We're going to read it real quick. I'm going to talk about it, and I'm going to put this to rest. So let's do it. They said, I don't have a studio full of hardware. We all know that you don't need tons of or any outboard hardware to get a great mix. I want to look into offering mixing and mastering at an amateur level, obviously for cheap to start with. I'm confident in my skills and I've invested in a lot of plugins, have good monitors, and sound treated my room as much as I can. I've mixed and mastered plenty of my own stuff and a couple of other artist tracks. The problem is, as soon as you go on SoundBetter or Fiverr, all you see are people posing in front of mixing desks, racks of gear, etc., and their rates are often very low. Do bands and artists really fall for this? I feel like I can make mixes that, providing the recordings are halfway decent, artists would be very happy with, but if I took a picture in my studio, it's just a computer, a screen, my Apollo, and monitors. Not exactly Grammy winning, and for prices so low, I just can't believe it. Okay, so if you don't know, SoundBetter and Fiverr, they're like online platforms to offer services, such as mixing and mastering, etc. So they're saying they want to start selling their services as a mix engineer, but when they go to look at these platforms, they see other people who are posing with pictures in front of these giant, probably consoles, big studios and everything. And they're wondering, are they going to be able to provide good work? Is that, or will they even get clients because of this? And I'm here to put this to rest. So first of all, you don't need really anything. Obviously you need like a computer or whatever, a way to hear the music, headphones or monitors. But beyond that, as long as you can hear it back, you don't need anything. Now, all this stuff helps. Yeah, room treatment helps, gear helps, whatever, plugins help, but you don't need anything. I promise you. And before you get mad, hear me out. I use Fiverr myself, so I can speak from experience. And for the longest time, maybe even still now, I'm not even sure, my picture of my service, mixing and mastering, was a screenshot of Logic, the DAW that I use. It wasn't even a picture of me in my studio because I didn't have a good looking, I was in the same position as him. I didn't have the console, the good looking studio. It would have just been a picture of me in a room, like with two little monitors. So I didn't do that. And it worked out fine. Now, the quality of your mixes can be great without stuff, but I get what they're saying. They're saying, like, I'm trying to attract customers. I want to look professional in the picture, and I get that. A lot of people just go to a studio to take a picture there, and that's not even where they're mixing. It's not their studio. But the point is I didn't have that kind of a picture, and I did just fine, and I still do just fine, and I still don't have a studio that looks like that. And to prove it even more, one of, if not my biggest earnings month on Fiverr, like the month that I made and got the most orders and made the most. I remember specifically my setup for that month. It wasn't just that month, but during that time of my best month on Fiverr and just in general, I was in an untreated room with huge ceilings, hard surfaces. I mean, I had carpet, but it was giant, like 20 feet ceilings, hard walls with nothing on them, no room treatment at all, just a desk, my laptop on the desk, and two $150 JBL monitors directly on the desk, not even like separated or decoupled or anything, just sitting on the desk, pointing straight out like at an L-shaped desk. They weren't even like, the 60-degree angles or whatever, like straight at my ears. Like literally like the worst setup you could possibly have and still hear sound, basically, other than laptop speakers. But even then, I would switch to my laptop speakers to reference. So my point is I had literally nothing. I don't even run my monitors through an interface. I just write into the aux cord, even at that time. So I had literally nothing, no good interface. I mean, I had an interface for recording, but I didn't even have it in that room. It was in my closet where I recorded. So I didn't even have an interface out there. It was just my laptop and $150 monitors that were sitting on my desk at the wrong angle in an untreated room. And it was my best earning month still to this day. I had some plugins, yeah, but not many. And I could have done it with stock. So my point is you don't need anything. I'm living proof right here. I could tell you, you don't need anything. Even right now, my setup is nothing. I just got my first piece of analog gear. I got a preamp and a compressor for recording my own vocals like a month ago. I haven't even released anything that's used them. So as far as everyone's concerned, I have nothing, and it's just fine. I have a good amount of plugins. Yeah, I've invested in plugins, but once again, I could do it with stock. It just makes it easier, and I like to have the variety and the flavors. So if you're watching this, I get it. We're all probably in the same boat. We don't have these huge studios, but you don't need them. I'm not here to bash that stuff and say that it's not cool, it's not fun, it doesn't sound good. Yeah, I mean, anyone's lying to you if they say that stuff, but you do not need it. You could arguably get a better mix in the box or with just plugins than with analog. That's why a lot of people that were analog or hybrid using both, they're switching to more in the box these days. Obviously, I have videos on this about how important room treatment is, reflections, all that stuff is so important. But if you don't have that, just use headphones or just deal with it. It's going to be a hurdle. It's going to be an obstacle, but you can still make great music. You can still run a business. You can still mix great music. You can even master. It's not ideal, but you can do these things with nothing. And there's proof. I'm living proof. So there you have it, guys. I don't want to go too far off on a tangent. I could give you a million different examples, but I'm living proof right here in front of you. Whatever you have, if you're watching this video and you can hear me, that means you probably have enough to mix. As long as you have a DAW, you have what it takes. Just get started. Then when you start getting the ball rolling, you can use that money. You can invest in things to upgrade if you want, but just do it now. You can do it. You just got to take the leap. I believe in you guys. You got this. Get out there and make better mixes than the people in those big studios. Prove them wrong. Anyways, guys, hope you got something from this, at least feel inspired. Let me know down in the comments below. If you have video suggestions, I'm open to that as well. Please make sure to like and subscribe. It helps. We're trying to hit 1K before the year's over. I don't know if we can do it. You guys got to help me out here. Anyways, guys, I appreciate y'all. Inswain with Inswain Audio. I'll see y'all tomorrow, man. Peace.